Every person who had a strange situation or something far from reality happened to him. It was out of curiosity. But what happened to me was out of love. An attachment to something that took everything from me, and I took a lot from him, but ruined my life after that. But I didn't regret it completely, and I feel floundering, and I don't know right from wrong. But what I'm sure of is that I loved her very much. My story started from 3 years. My name is Hazem. I was then 26 years old, and my life was very normal. There is no final problem with it, until I met a girl named Sarah, who was 2 years younger than me, and I loved her very. And the relationship began to develop between us very. But her sister always gave me an unacceptable face and treated me in a not good way. And she always clashed with her sister to the point that their aunt, and that after the death of their father and their mother was in an accident a long time ago. And my relationship with Sarah began to develop day by day until we reached the day that changed my life. I can't define exactly how I feel, but what I can determine is that at first it's very difficult, something that no human being can tolerate, but then everything became quite normal. My life started to turn into a nightmare. The first day I was returning from Sarah's, and we had set an engagement date, and the whole family was a joy except her sister. On the second day when I went to her, I felt strange things about me, but I definitely said fatigue, and I slept, and the day ended. The next day in the evening, while I was sleeping, I was dreaming of a girl who asked me to approach her while I was standing away from her. She was very beautiful, resembling angels, and I was involuntarily approaching her. And someone was pushing me, and I was completely surrendering to him. And the closer I got to her, her shape became clearer. And every time her shape becomes more bad than before, until I became standing right in front of her. She was two halves. Half of her face there was no beauty of a girl like her. And the other half, her face was skinned, and its skin was falling off, as if someone had skinned the skin of her face. She spoke in an innocent female voice and said, "I am your new girlfriend." And then her voice changed to a man's voice, and she said, "I am your doom, you will die." And then she suffocated me, and I felt like I was going to die, but I woke up from my sleep, but I feel suffocated. I went into the bathroom, looked at the woman, found finger marks on my neck, and I didn't know if this was a dream or reality. I went to my work, and all the time I feel that there is someone behind me, and I feel unnatural suffocation. Even Sarah, I had an aversion to her. I don't want to talk about her. The day ended, and I came home and slept from a lot of fatigue and suffocation. The same dream and the same girl. But this time she says to me, "Come with me, and I will have mercy on you. Come with me." And when she refused to hit me, I woke up to the sound of the phone, and it was Sarah. I answered her nervously, and I got up from my place and found a wound on my face where the hit was. After this day, my relationship with Sarah began to break down day after day. And the dream repeats, and every time I find myself hurt, or there is a mark on my hand. But the situation developed, and I became aware of the goblin, and I was sober. But she was an angel, and I started to get used to her, and not to be afraid of her, and I started to miss her. My relationship with Sarah completely broke down, and I started loving the pound, which I called a gift. One day she said to me, "I am afraid when she sees me for who I really am to be afraid of me, because she is also my beloved." I found myself telling her, "I love you as you are, even if your shape is different." Then she appeared to me in her real form. I found myself not afraid of her, and I began to get used to all her situations, whether human shape or pound shape, and I knew from her then that she is a fairy in love. It was magic for me to leave Sarah because her sister loves me. But she loved me and she couldn't hurt me. And I too loved her very much, and one day she said to me, "Come underground with me. I will take you on a journey you have never seen in your life, I will take you to my world. And don't be afraid, no one will be able to hurt you as long as you are with me. Think a little and tell me your response." A few days later, I said to her, "I am okay to go underground with you and live there with you." She asked me to enter the bathroom at exactly 12 midnight, and to light the candles, turn off the lights, draw a 5-pointed star, stand in it, and wait for her. And I actually did it, and I wasn't afraid of anything. When I finished doing this, she came to me and started talking and said, "I ask you to enter my world with Hazem, the son of man. With me, I am the granddaughter of the devil." I felt a tremor in the ground. I don't know how it happened that I found myself in a place, I don't know. I found very long beings and very short beings. And she said to me, "You became in my world, and most of those who are here are jinn lovers." And I stayed there for a while. I don't know how long. I don't eat or drink, but I was living, and I don't know how, until I found a gift face and get away from your clan and with you a human. And then he addressed his words to me and said, "With all the names of demons and devils, by right of the devil and his children, with all the proper covenants, we condemn him to return to his world with all the curses of demons." I came back and found exile lying on the street. I don't know how no one saw me. I felt a big change on the street, and I didn't know where I was. And suddenly, without any introduction, I found myself inside an apartment. I remember it well. It's my apartment. How did I become like this? And suddenly I found the apartment door opening. And the surprise was, I found myself standing in front of the same as I was standing in front of a woman exactly. Or how did that happen? I found myself talking with my copy in front of me and telling with some what happened. And he started and he said to me, after I decided to go down a mission and all the bad things started happening here. Sarah died after seeing something difficult, and she had the strongest signs of panic on her face, and the same with her sister. I was imprisoned because they accused me of killing them, but I got out of it quickly, because there was no evidence. These events were about 2 months ago, and today you are back and I am also back. Suddenly, I found myself alone, but I found a letter that explained to me how it all happened, and how 2 years old I don't know anything about them. It is a letter, but not in an envelope. A letter that attacked my mind and controlled all my senses, and was a phrase about, "Hazem, I am the one who loved you. This is my last message to you, but I will come back. I will do my best to get back to you. I am not satisfied with anything that happened to you. You were imprisoned in my world, and someone else lived in your place. He is from my tribe, and he is the one who appeared in Sarah and her sister. Don't forget your beloved." Then my life became very routine, until the day I saw her. I'm sure it was her. Just as I approached her, disappeared. A long time later, I got married and named my daughter Hiba, after my beloved